The next function that we'll be working on is this create world function. We need some tools before we work on this one. So go back into your assignment where you did your dictionary and look at your dictionary. So I'm pulling up the sample one so that I can get started. This is my sample dictionary all filled in with the information I need. So now I want to take the information from this piece of paper here and I want to encode it, put it inside of a dictionary. So let's go back to the assignment. So after rendering introduction, we have modeling the world. This gives a description of the different pieces of the world, which we included in the game dictionary that we created. So here is an example of what we could put into create world. We have these curly brackets here, but that's not because we're doing C++, but it is because we are putting everything we're returning into a dictionary. I'm just going to copy this over and put this into my game right after the comments. Now I'm going to write this just a little differently so that it makes sense. So I will put game map calls create map, and create map returns the game map. So then I could put in here the game map. I want to create a player, which we should do before we create the game map. So I'm going to call this the player info is equal to create player. And then I will replace this down here with the player info. Since I want to do the player first, and I want to be able to test it, I'm just going to say for right now, the map is equal to an empty dictionary. And when we create the game map, which is what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to just comment that out for a minute. So let's look at the player info. Player info can be found on the document we made right here under player. So I have player, and I have two items under the info. The location, which tells me where the player currently is, what room they're currently in, and their stuff, which is kind of your inventory. Well, now this means I need to write this create player. Well, luckily they gave us an example of create player, so I can copy that and bring that over to my game.py. I'm going to put it before we create the world. We might need to create the player. So here's my create player. I have a return the location. Well, we don't start in the yard. I copied that code over. I'm going to say I start in the velvet room, and there's nothing in my list of strings. So that means that in Thonny, I will change this to be velvet. Now, how can I test this? Well, I want to test create world, and right now create world returns all of that, so I just want to print what create world returns. So as I look below down here, I can see that I have my map, which is a dictionary. Map is a key. Well, I have a dictionary. We can see the curly braces on the outside. And then I have map, which right now is an empty dictionary. And I have player, which is another dictionary with the location of velvet